Hi everyone. So I want to talk about genealogy today because I have a little obsession with it and I want to share what I found so far in my quest. I was not able to find anything on my paternal family, not yet. Hopefully in the future I will. But I'm focusing now on my maternal family, and it's hard to focus on my maternal family. It's not that hard, but it's just I need stuff in order to find stuff. So I was talking to my grandmother at the time and asked her, what is your grandma's name and what is your grandpa's name? So she asked for grandparents. She only gave me the name of two. And I looked them up on familysearch.org. And I was able to trace all my relatives, two of my relatives to 1870, 1860, 1870. So my great-great-grandpa, I'm not sure. My great-great-grandpa, I think. My grandma's grandpa was born in 1865. Her grandma was born in 1871. And it's pretty interesting because you learn a lot based on the census, because I noticed that in 1917 they decided to move. They decided to migrate. So in 1917 they migrated, all their family, and I don't know why. So I'm still looking for that reason. I wrote it down because the census says where you're born, but then you have a child, but this child is born somewhere else. So I figured, so I didn't estimate it. I figured, okay, so her four children were born here, but the youngest child was born here, where they all live, where they are resident, where their resident is now. So I was just looking and thinking, and I have to look at more answers because I don't know why a lot of people migrated. Like, I know that shit happens, and then the city, everything, they start to separate shit, states, countries, municipalities, or however you say it. Everything starts to shift, and then you don't belong to this property anymore. You belong, and then blah blah blah. So I learned that, and I don't know why they migrated or if they migrated, but I learned that I didn't write it down. In I think 19 or 18 something, the name of our town was still that town. So okay, so I don't know how to explain it, but you learn that town still was alive during that, before it became part of a city or whatever. So where was I going with this? So yeah, I was able to, because I want to know when, sometimes you want to know when your town was built. So it's I've been asking everybody, when was our town built? And then no one in my family was able to tell me. So I don't know, but I know that it was still its own town in the 18th or 19th, around those 1920, 10 or 1820 or 18 something. It was still its own town. And my grandma was from another town. I mean, she was from, not from the same town as my grandpa. No, not my grandma, my grandpa. I'm talking about my grandma's grandma was born in another town as her grandpa's town. Y'all know what I mean? So basically, my grandma moved to the town they used to live in, or something, but they used to live in that town where my grandma's grandpa lived. That's where my grandma moved, and then from there they moved somewhere else. And then I also learned that they were married. They got married through church, through the Catholic Church, and that's all I know. So then I tried finding about my grandpa's parents, and I tried finding well, they were how old were they? They're probably in their 80s. You're you're also able to find their surnames. So you know how the woman, you used to take the man's name, but in the census they have your name because it changes. You know what I mean? If you're 12 and you're not married, you're gonna have your own surname, your own main name. You're not gonna have your spouse's name. So I think that's pretty good and cool. I was able to find my grandma's name, my grandma's, grandpa's, and grandma's name. So would that be my, I know my fourth cousin's name, my fourth great grandpa's surnames, and I know. But yeah, cause it's weird, cause some of these like towns I've never heard of them, and I can't find any information on them. So it's pretty hard. I mean, finding information, but you do learn a lot. So if I don't know how to start or begin this quest like me, well, first you need to go where, okay, just start simple. Be simple. And the first step is get your mom's and dad's birth certificate, civil registration, and right there it should have your grandpa's name. No, it should have your parents' names and your great grandparents' names. And if it doesn't have it, because a lot of birth certificates don't have that, and it sucks. So if you can't do that, then get your parents' birth certificate and write the information down, and try ordering another copy. And from that copy, you could probably get an original. And when you get the original, it will have your grandparents' names, or at least your parents, and I mean your mom's parents or your dad's parents. It will have it. So when you do that, you try going to like one of those civil registrations. Try looking for your. Okay, here. How do I say this? When you go to the website, it has your mom's dad's birth. Your mom's dad's. It has your mom and dad's. I mean your dad's, mom's, and dad's. I don't know how to say it. It just has their birthday. There we go. So you don't know their birthday. So when you go to the civil registration office or whatever you fucking call it, you're able to give out their information, so you could find, so they could give you a copy of their birth certificate, and from there you move on and you try searching as far as you can. I mean, for a birth certificate and civil registration, you have to pay like $20 for those, so it adds up. If you're trying to get 4, I mean, that's 2, 4, 6, 8, that's $60. I mean, I don't know, but if you're really interested in this, you have to work hard at it, spend many hours on this shit. And I think it's cool. I mean, I'm the only one who's interested in this in my family. I found some. Well, I was trying to get my grandparents' birth certificate, but I'm not able to get them right now. So eventually I will get them, and hopefully I could find more stuff. Because I saw their birth certificate, but I just never took pictures of it. I never took copies of it. So I was like, I'm such an idiot. I should have taken copies of my grandparents' birth certificate when I had the chance. But like, I didn't know stuff like this existed. You know what I mean? I didn't know FamilySearch.org existed. I didn't know genealogy test, genealogy this existed. I never knew that. I didn't know. I've always been interested in stuff like this because I seen it on TV, but I never know that it was free. I never know that this was possible. And it's possible. I mean, I just wish I could trace my great grandparents with more information, but it's because it's hard, because FamilySearch.org does not separate the, oh god, and they do not separate the Catholic Church marriages. Yeah, they haven't separated them. And then I was looking at the civil registration, and guess what? They're missing 30 years. So I went to the website and it says, oh, we don't have 30 years from 1870 to 1930. We're missing all those. So I was like, no, fuck. And then the civil registration, it has a lot of information. It has your great grandparents, your grandparents' names. So if your grandma's on there or your great grandma, they're gonna show whose parents were there. They're gonna show their parents' names. Who, because it says who were your grandparents, what time did you get married in, blah blah blah. So it has valuable information, and don't waste time. It's pretty cool. Like, this stuff excites me. Okay, that's it. Maybe if you're watching this video and you're interested in genealogy, tell me how far you've been able to go. Because you know how they say, I mean, I don't mean to start drama, but you know how they say it's hard for minorities to find information on their family. And it's kind of true, you know what I mean? It's very hard for minorities to find information on anything about themselves. So I think it's important for minorities to find themselves and stuff about themselves and their ancestors, because you don't want to be that person that has no history. You know what I mean? Just like, what's the point? You know what I mean? Just, you don't know what your ancestors went through. You don't know, like, for example, your height. Why are you short? Why are you tall? Why do you have teeth like this? Why do you look like this? You know what I mean? There's evidence and stuff, and you could relate, and you're like, okay, this and that. That's just, okay, bye.